Say Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael Utefilata Be'ahava tikabel. Humbled in prayer we seek to reach you, hoping to be heard, hearts open wide, longing to be true. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts that we may hear your still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And may we answer when you call. Say Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael Utefilata Be'ahava tikabel. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts that we may hear your still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer and feel your presence everywhere. בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת, וינפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ביני.
Shalom. Shabbat Shuvah, the Sabbath of Return, is coming early this year. We're so excited to welcome people back onto the Micah campus as spring ends and we transition to summer. Protocols are available on our website. We're going to learn as we go. We invite you to a variety of activities. We look forward to seeing you in person.
בין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ברוכות הבאות תחת כנפי השכינה, ברוכים הבאים תחת כנפי השכינה. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. ברוכות הבאות תחת כנפי השכינה, ברוכים הבאים תחת כנפי השכינה. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace.
Bruchim Habaim are ancient words of welcome, welcoming all of you who come here in the name of God to celebrate, to rejoice not just in Shabbat, but in two certain special souls that entered this universe approximately 13 years ago. And we are excited to see people in our sanctuary as the world is opening up to be a part of this experience. And we, of course, invite all of the people that may be watching from all over the world, if not, to partake in our joy. We love it when you sing along and participate and feel the experience and the magic of our music and our community. And we gather today, as I said, not just because it's Shabbos, but because these two people sitting on our pulpit, Ellington and Ella, are set to become B'nai Mitzvah, adults in the eyes of the Jewish world. And here at Micah, we put certain challenges before our candidates as they become a bar and bat mitzvah. One of those challenges is that they learn the prayers, the story of the Jewish people, and they stand here before a community of loved ones and lead them in that experience. We do not need to overthink this. I have been working closely with these two for a good long time. Stephanie has been bringing them as a loyal mother, and we are excited to share with you all that they have to share. We also ask that they learn to chant from the Torah, the Bible in its scroll-like form, and then to interpret a little bit about what it is that they have chanted. You are in for a wonderful morning. This will be easy to enjoy. We'd like to begin by inviting a few folks forward, in this case, Laura and David Drexler, to present them with a talis, a prayer shawl.
We just do the obvious. Mazel tov, I'm reaching up to the mic so everyone can hear me. We love you, and we're so happy to be here and with Shirley and Ron, Steph, and the other kids and everyone. So mazel tov, and may you wear this well, this talis, for the rest of your lives, and embrace Judaism and all it has to offer. How did we do?
You want to hug it out? You want to give my handshake? What do you want to do? All right, Ellington, you're going to come over here after you hug her. Give her a hug. First, give her a hug. I can take that. Thank you very much. You're going to stand up right here. You're going to go
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotah, v'tzivanu l'hit ateh b'tzitzit.
Amen.
We continue on page 74 with singing of Matovu.
משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. אדוני אהבתי מאוד ביתך ומשכון משכן כבודך, ואני אשתחווה ואברח לפני Lecha Adonai et Ratzon Elohim berov chesedcha aneni be'emet yishecha Tovu ohalecha Yaakov ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael Tovu ohalecha Yaakov ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Tovu ohalecha Yaakov
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill in creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Shol Basar Umafi Lasor. We continue by thanking God for our souls on page 78.
Elohai, Elohai, Nishama Shenatata bi Tehorai Elohai, Elohai, Nishama Shenatata bi Tehorai Ata berata, Ata yitzarta, Ata nefachta bi Ata mishamra, mishamra bikirbi Elohai, Elohai, nishama Shenatata bi Tehorai Shenatata bi Tehorai.
We continue by thanking God for the miracles of everyday life. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who's made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, v'tzivanu l'sok b'vorei Torah. Can you please join me on page 88? These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for morning and evenings, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among all people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. We continue with Psalm 150.
Take a shofar, hallelujah, never vichinor, hallelujah, tofu macho, hallelujah, Shama, hallelujah, it's trua, Kolan Shema, till hallelujah, Kolan Shema, till hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Please rise. Yekidavei Kadash Shomei Rabbah.
Amen.
Va'aman divarachidute v'emlif mahute v'chayachom uvayome ahon uvahayedahom et Israel bagala uvizmahan karin v'inaruch. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevora La'olam Olamei Yomaya Yitbarak ve'ish tabak v'yit pa'ar v'yit shoman v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit halev v'yit halal Shemei dekudesha barichu v'ye'alam min kol firkata v'shihata Tushbechata v'nechemata dami imran belma v'inaruch. Amen.
Ya la 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 la.
atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer overei et hakol. Praise are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness your daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom you form them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands. And for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit in his radiance. Praise to you, Adonai our God, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer Hamarot.
Please be seated. Please join me on page 113. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said. In Light Blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again. Your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael. Bahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
We continue chanting. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levovcha uvechol nafshevcha uvechol meodeha. Dihayu adivarim ha'ele asher anohi metzaveha hayom alivaveha vishinantan levanecha vidibarta baham Beshevteha vevetecha uvlekteha vader pushif bechar uvkumecha ukshartan layo al yadeha dehayula tayafot beineinecha uktatam amazazot betecha uvishareha leman tiskaru viasiten ekol mitzvotai vehiten kidoshim lelechechen Ani Adonai Elohechen Asher Hotzi Echem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lehiot Lehem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechen. We continue responsively on page 121.
Baruch Adonai. Oh, yeah. The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there is none else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into providing hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war any more.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Asked God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God and deserving of blessing.
Please rise.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tahilot osef ele, nora tahilot osef ele. Shircha rasha shivchu geulim leshimcha safar hayam yachad kulam hodu ve'imlechu ve'amru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Sur Yisrael, kuma bezran Yisrael, ufedechinu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael,
Go'aleinu Adonai Tzavot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Please rise.
Adonai tzifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'emahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham be'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah rav le'Hoshia. Mechalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofech cholim, u'matir asurim. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדשים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גואלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We invite you to take your seats. We approach divinity in all sorts of ways here at Congregation Micah. We certainly do through music. We do through the authenticity of our actions and our words. And we also like to leave a little time of silence. This has been a difficult week in the world of the Jewish people and in the world in general. And we think of peace, this tentative one that is happening in the Middle East, and hope it holds. We think of these two young souls and the world they are entering, and hope that it will be filled with more peace. So I invite you to make your own prayers on behalf of them, prayers on behalf of the world, and on behalf of your own hearts. And after a little bit of silence, Miss Lisa will take us out when she's ready with a little peace.
שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. We each hold a gift, man and woman, boy and girl. There's as many pieces of this gift as people in the world. And put them all together, maybe we can find a way to build a peaceful world one day. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha.
So I said at the start of our service that there are certain challenges we put before our candidates as they become bar bat mitzvah, and one is that they learn the prayers of the Jewish people. And what do you think? Yeah, I think we can make a joyful noise. We're not done. We're not done because one of the other challenges is that they learn to chant a little from the Torah and to teach a little bit about what it is that they have chanted. And so to do this, we are going to invite forward Sheila and Barry Rydell to open the doors of our ark, and I'm going to invite the congregation once again to please rise.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kamasecha, malchutcha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai himloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz lemo yitain, Adonai varech et amo v'shalom. Av harachamim etirva v'rtzonocha et Zion. Tivnei chamot Yerushalayim, Tivnei chamot Yerushalayim. Ki v'cha levad batachnu, melech elam nisa, Adon olamim. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Udvar Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Lamo Yisrael b'kidushato.
Okay, I had to keep the grandparents because we're forming a generational line. So Sheila's going to come, and Ron and Stephanie are going to come, and you're going to face this way. We need parents to be inserted right there. Come on, bring her over. Why do we do this? I'm going to tell you why we do this. We do this because we learn that Moshe kibel Torah mi Sinai, that Moses, something magical happened, and he received Torah at Mount Sinai. And this is the best part, guys. He didn't just keep it for himself. He shared it with Joshua, his disciple, who in turn passed it down to the men, the prophets, the women, everyone who was willing to accept it. And it makes its way now through your grandmothers, all the way in through your grandparents, into your hands, okay? And we're not just sharing it with you. We're sharing it with all these people that came to celebrate you. So I'm going to get the other Torah, and each one of you are going to march it around. And it is our custom in the Jewish world that you can touch the Torah. And often you can do that with a prayer book or with a prayer shawl or even with just your hands. And then we like to bring it to our lips like we're kissing it. We like to say that, Ellington and Ella, they're walking Torahs, so you can kiss them too. Okay, Grandma, you ready? We're going to touch it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Al Shlosha Devarim, Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam Omed. Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam Omed.
Okay, you guys want to come on up here? Torah has found her seat. We invite you all to be seated as well. So Ellington and Ella are going to be chanting from Parashat Naso, but I'm going to let them tell you about that. And put your left hand here. In order for Ellington to begin, we like people to come forward and honor the Torah. So first, we're going to invite your parents to come stand by your side. Ron and Stephanie are coming back up here. To lichbod HaTorah, for I'm told your Hebrew name is Mordechai, to give honor to the Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamivarak Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorah Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitanu b'moshe asher bahar banu mikol hamin natalanu Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai notenu Torah.
Amen.
Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe Shlemehor Naso. Et Roshel Barn Gosha Bonagar Shongam Ham Levet Adonai Lenesh Bahotaham Haben Sloshin Shona O Ha Ben Hamish Shana Teko Hatam Zat Avodat Mesh Pahot Hagar Shon La Havet Ham Hasaka Ko Nala Lev Totav La Havod Avoda Behohel Nav Hata.
All right, you should go. Okay, we're going to do the blessing after. Baruch Atah.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah mit v'ha'olam nata betuhenu, Baruch atah Adonai notenu Torah.
Amen. How about that? All right. You can give a little love, Mom, if you want. A little hug and kiss. All right. Mom and Dad are sticking around. Ellington, you can take a seat for a break. We got Ella coming forward. Fradel? Is that the Hebrew name?
Yep, Fadl.
Fradel. I think Ella sounds pretty. Okay, we are looking for some family and friends. Scott and Katie Isaacs, Mark and Kristen Rydell, Matt and Masha Lichtenberg. If you will join us up here on the pulpit. I got it right here for you. Wait till they hear it. Yes, Ellington just asked to be near his sister while it happened. He didn't phrase it that way. But put your left hand right here. Whenever you're ready, come close.
Baruch et Adonai Hamovorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamovorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikohamin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notena Torah. Amen. Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el Haron ve'el bana lemor. Ko te baruhu et b'nei Israel amor lahem. Yevarechecha Adonai ba'ishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yinkunecha. Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yisen lecha shalom. V'samu et shemei al b'nei Israel v'yanei evarachem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natav b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai notena Torah.
Shower her with some love if you want.
Hello. Josh wants to give you a hug.
We say Mazel Tov. It is with the Torah out that we hope that God is especially attentive. And therefore, we think about people in the community, in our community specifically, but all over the world who are in need of a blessing for healing. I get that list out. Specifically here at Congregation Micah, we mention the names of Steve Geringer, of Savannah Morris and Jane Sherberg, of Paul Richter and Crystal Miller, of Janice Grossman, Charlie Baugh, Minette Chance, Mickey Collins, and Judith Mandel, Karen Eisner and Laurie Mandel, TJ Cohen, Lisa Silver, both our member and our cancer who's healing with her wrist there, of Mr. Dick Eskind and Steve Gould. We add to those names any names you're thinking of, as well as all people in the world in need of a blessing for healing. Steve Berman, is that the name? Okay, you guys can
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach
we like everybody at home also to get a look at the scroll. So I'm going to invite you all to rise briefly. If Miss Lisa will chant, and Rocky and London, you're in the on-deck circle. Get ready.
V'zor Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Okay. Team, come over here. Oh. Okay, it's time to hear from them. Are you ready, Ellington? Come on over here.
Good morning. I would like to thank everyone for streaming or coming and being a part of me becoming a bar mitzvah. It means a lot in my heart that you're taking time out of your day to celebrate with our family. In the portion of the Torah that I changed for you, it speaks to the prophet Moses and instructs him to take a census. They are doing this according to their ancestral houses, recording everyone from the age of 30 to 50, all who can help perform the task for the census meeting. A census is a periodic count of the population. People in the government take a census to see the world count and see how it has changed through time, and count the numbers to see how the world life has changed. In my life, I pursue tasks such as being the oldest child and making sure no bad stuff happens to my younger siblings, going to school to get an education, playing golf, basketball, and other sports, studying for my tests, getting ready for high school, and taking care of my family and my dog, Mr. Big. Also loving them. My tentative meetings, also known as the holy places, are my room, the basketball court, the golf course, and the beach. One of the best things of becoming a bar mitzvah here at Micah is becoming more grown up. I now know that becoming a Jewish man is one of the most important things I will accomplish in my life so far. I love learning what it is to be a Jewish man. I want to personally thank my family, especially my parents and grandparents, for everything they do for me. Throughout this past year, my grandfather, we call Papa, has taught me many lessons which has helped me mature. He taught me the sport of golf when I was stuck in life. He pays for private lessons for me, and most important, takes time out of his day to pick me up and take me to the driving range to practice. Always pushing me to get better, he has shown me that golf is not only a sport, but it is a lifestyle. The time we spend together will always hold a special part in my life. I love you, Papa. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Of course, I also want to thank his better half, Grandma Shishi, for being the best grandma I could ever have. Thank you for loving me, always supporting me, and for having the best fashion. Someday I will be as good of a putter as you. Next, I want to personally thank my mother for always sticking up for me, especially during this rough year, for helping me a lot through times when I was down and felt like I had nothing. You always believe in me and support me whenever I want to do something. You will always navigate me. Thank you, Mom, for everything. I love you. Next, I want to thank my father for always being there when I need help. You're like my own personal doctor. When I'm hurt, you take such good care of every cut, cough, bruise, or dislocated finger. You cook the best family dinners, take the best football dog walks, and movie nights with you. Movie nights with you are my favorite. Thank you for being the best dad I could ever ask for and always loving me. Also, I want to thank my sister Ella for always being my number one friend, loving and supporting me always. Thank you for everything. I love you. Also, my brothers, London and Rocky, for being the best little brothers, even though they can be really annoying and mean, I still love them a lot. Thank you to my Uncle Mark and Auntie Kristen for being so awesome. I love when you come over for Taco Tuesday with the cousins, and I'm so grateful you moved to Tennessee so we can be so close. Thank you, Lolo and Uncle David. Even though you're so far away, I appreciate all the ways you continue to support and love me. You're always sending me letters and cards to make me feel that you're always there for me. Couldn't forget my Nana, who has always made me feel love and support, even though you're far away. I often remember how fun I had swimming in your pool with you when I was little, or all the times you would come to visit me when I was little. Missing you and hope to visit you in LA soon. I love you so much. Thank you, Nganga, who I was personally not able to connect with since I was so young while you were alive, but that does not matter because I still love you and you'll always be in my heart. And also, I want to thank the Asher and Maxime and the Lichtenbergs for coming and supporting me through this for my bar mitzvah. Y'all are the best people I've ever known. And lastly, I want to thank Rabbi Fifth for being the coolest rabbi anyone could have. You made this process so fun and always made me feel so confident. Thank you everyone for coming. Peace out.
Good morning. I too want to thank all of you, or as we say here in Nashville, all y'all, for sharing in our family celebration as I become a bat mitzvah. It means a great deal that you would take the time to celebrate with our family. I'm especially thankful that I get to do this with my brother. The portion of the Torah that I chanted for you is one of the most famous in all Jewish sacred scriptures. It contains the oldest blessing known in existence, asking that God bless, protect, deal kindly and graciously, and bestow favor and peace on the receptant. For me, a blessing is asking God to guard and shield me from harm. In ancient times, people would offer words of comfort. Today, people say things like, have a blessed day, or bless her heart. These are Southern phrases, but they evoke a feeling of safety. I feel most safe when I'm with my parents or my friends. Just as we ask God to protect us, we also ask that kindness and good things follow us around. As my brother Ellington said, we are blessed to have a very loving family and great friends. I also feel lucky to be a part of the Micah community, which is a safe place for many. I can be who I am as a Jewish girl, well, now woman. I also feel safe and happy to be returning to camp this summer, especially having become a bat mitzvah. One of the best parts of becoming a bat mitzvah here at Micah was getting to work with the coolest rabbi, Rabbi Flip. I want to thank my brothers for always jumping on the trampoline with me. Thank you for always making me laugh when I'm feeling down. Rocky, you are the sweetest, funniest, smiley boy I know. I love you way more than words. You have the biggest heart, and I can't wait to see you continue to grow. London, you are such a cool and funny guy. Anyone would be so lucky to have you as a friend. And last, Ellington, my older brother. You've been through so much and truly are one of the strongest people I know. Through doing this B'nai Mitzvah, we've gotten a lot closer, and I'm so grateful. I love all of you very much. Thank you, Papa and Shishi, for always bringing light and joy to my life. Thank you for taking me shopping or to brunch or to lunch. You guys are my role models, and I hope I have a relationship like you guys when I'm older. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to all my LA peeps, especially the Lichtenbergs, for coming and showing up just for us. I miss all of you, and I'm so glad you're here for us. Nana, I miss you so much, and I'm glad you made it here safely, and I hope to visit you soon in LA. Also, Lolo and David, thank you. Next, I want to thank my Uncle Mark and Auntie Kristen. You guys are seriously some of the most funny people I've met. Your family makes me smile 100% of the time. I love both of you so much, and I'm so grateful to have you guys in Tennessee, including the cousins, and I love y'all. And I love giving you all my old clothes. Thank you to all my friends for supporting me and being there for me, especially since I'm the only Jewish girl. I love y'all tons. Last but not least, I want to thank my parents. Mom, you are the strongest person I know, and you've been the best mom and the best friend I could ever have. I don't know how I got so lucky having you as a mom. You are my role model, and I aspire to be like you when I'm older. I love you so much. Dad, you taught me and are teaching me some of the biggest lessons of my life. You taught me to have a good work ethic, be a good friend, and be a good sister. I couldn't be more grateful for all of the family dinners and all of our family meetings. Thank you for always being there to talk and giving me life lessons. I love you so, so much. Thank you all for streaming or being here in person. Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, don't go far. Stay here. So, it's not over. Your hard parts are over, but now we get to sort of shower you with gifts. And the first gift actually comes by way of a song from Miss Lisa. Look at her.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words And may the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May you see your world created in your lifetime. May you see your visions come to be. May your hope touch every generation to come. These are the prayers we have for you. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom. May the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May you be blessed with understanding, with wisdom and compassion in your heart. May your tongue be filled with song. May your lips sing out for justice. These are the prayers we have for you. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom. May the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May the world you live in be the world of your dreams.
We have lots of talented staff, including the very talented Miss Julie Greenberg, who is going to make her way forward. She is our education director, and this experience happens largely for young people because of all the work she does. And she's got some gifts for you as well.
Thank you, Rabbi. Terrific. Okay, I'm going to scooch those over just like that. So this is when I get to say Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you for the gift of your hard work, because I know that it means all of us can share in your parents' pride and your pride. I hope and guess that you're probably feeling pretty great right now, right? Can exhale. Whew, because really the hard part is over. But the journey's not over, right? And I'm excited. What a weekend for you guys. You got to wrap up school yesterday, right? Nice. And now you celebrate today, and then you get to head to camp really soon, which means, which equals just a really great summer, we know. And so thank you for all the hard work. You know, to me, this is really important. I don't think that developmental psychologists would necessarily recommend this system, you know, to take 11 and 12-year-olds and say, here, we're going to make you do something really, really hard, right? And then tomorrow you get to go back to the 7th grade. But it's really important what you've done, and it was hard, and now you know that you can do hard things, right? I hope you walk forward from this day really with a lot of confidence and also love, and that you know that this process is about wrestling, right? That's actually what Yisrael means in Torah. It means to be a God wrestler. Doesn't mean to just, you know, sort of placidly accept. It means that you're in relationship by asking questions and by continuing to grow. You know, Miss Lisa and I this morning started our day with our youngest students online. We do a little Micah Minis thing every month, and today's theme was Torah, which was very appropriate. And they were excited to know that we were actually at Micah for a bar and bat mitzvah, because that's something that they look forward to. You know, they get a little tiny Torah when you're in first grade. So it's fun to watch you all receive the words of Torah as a much older student of ours. And I just want to remind you that you can come back. Like, have fun at camp, And I'm watching you. You're so great with your younger brothers. And watch the counselors when you're at camp. I bet you aspire to maybe be a camp counselor someday, maybe. Think about it, and you can do the same kind of thing here. You can come back, and now that your formal Hebrew studies are over, right, that frees up other time. On Sundays and Wednesdays when we hang out with our middle school and high school kids, Rabbi Flip and I like to go places. We go to Alabama, we go to Washington, D.C., we go to New York, and we go to Israel. So we're very proud of you, and these are a few gifts. You've got your certificate that really makes this official. We're all witnesses here today. And some other goodies in the bag. You've got a Kiddush cup that we hope you'll use for lots of Shabbat and Passover celebrations throughout your years. And thanks for just making it a really special, lovely day for all of us. I feel much better about the world knowing that you're in it, and the way you take Micah's words seriously, to do justly and love mercy and walk humbly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, here's what happens next. Everyone at Congregation Micah who has a bar bat mitzvah signs the bar bat mitzvah scroll. Ellington? Yep, right over there. We understand it's not an actual Torah, right? There's just kids. Okay.
How many people have signed?
It's pretty long. Look at it.
Is it all?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
You're not our first, but today you were the best.
Oh, thank you.
Right. And as she finishes signing, we are going to invite two other very important people forward, one of which I know for sure is going to speak, Ron. Stephanie's going to come maybe stand next to him. If you want, you can bring that grandfather's tallis. Great idea.
On the 3rd of March, 53 years ago, this was placed around my neck. I gotta let it just all come, by my late step-grandfather. And I've kept it. It's not something I wear too often, but I will to commemorate this day and this occasion. So I have a few things to say, and I feel the people joining by stream, they're kind of out there. I don't know who's watching, and so I can speak more intimately to ourselves. Things that have to be said because they're the things that the elders of a family must keep alive and pass down from generation to generation. Things that are maybe not written or on apps or websites, and they only occur verbally. So first of all, I want to say that I have a most amazing feeling of fatherhood that I could ever have from this experience. And thank you, Rabbi Flip, for giving me that feeling by facilitating my children to have this B'nai Mitzvah. And Cantor, Lisa Silver, thank you, and Julie, great to see you, and thank you. We've talked about this as I've come to know you. So I just want to cover a few things. First of all, I want to tell us again who we are by reciting the story of who my grandparents were. A traveling troupe of Yiddish actors facing the trials of Holocaust and World War II and a turbulent world gone crazy, who traveled the world to perform Yiddish plays, of all things. Before there was television and iPads and things to entertain, there were humans that would put on shows. And that is who we are. Our blood is the people who put on those shows. Your great-grandmother, my mother's mother, and her husband, my mother's father, who died when she was 5 years old, were actually Yiddish actors and comedians and singers who would put on shows for their people to earn a living. Imagine that. And then my mother, who was 5 years old when she lost her father, who was the star of the company that put on these shows, they were stranded in Mexico, of all places, where she spent 16 years growing up speaking Spanish and Yiddish. I have to say these things because this is the time to say it, so that we don't forget these stories of who we are. Spanish and Yiddish, imagine that. And along the way, a beautiful young woman, accomplished piano player, who then found her way to New York. Because of her piano chops, she became an incredible typist and learned to speak English by typing, and got a job in the garment district as she assimilated into American culture with her mother speaking Spanish, Yiddish, Russian, and Polish. That was what my mom grew up among. My mother arranged a marriage and introduced her mother to a man that she would later marry, an esteemed Yiddish scholar who wrote reviews for the theater, who was a playwright. He was a historian. He wrote everybody who ever appeared in the Yiddish theater world, he wrote about them. Imagine that. Imagine like writing a biography of every football player that ever touched the football. How many thousands of people would encompass a book like that? My mother made the introduction. That man married my grandmother and became my Zadie, who gave me this. Zalman Zilbertzweig was his name. Let's say the name. So they migrated to Los Angeles, where my grandmother and my step-grandfather started a radio broadcast and broadcast a radio show every day, 5 days a week for 25 years on KALI AM called the Yiddish Hour, and served the Jewish community that had survived the Holocaust and survived World War II and were all an enclave in the Fairfax area of Los Angeles. That radio show was 25 years on the air. And my grandfather and grandmother hosted other esteemed Yiddish actors and politicians, and it was a cultural happening until such time as, and they also produced plays. And my grandmother continued to appear in plays in local theater. And then my mother met my father in Los Angeles, two people in their, my dad was probably in his 30s and my mother in his 20s. And with that famous pickup line, when my mother entertained at a gig of some kind of party, playing the piano, playing Chopin or whatever she was playing, and my father, and that people weren't paying attention to my mother, and they were talking and they were rude. So my father went up to my mother and said, "You can play the piano for me anytime you want." And so love resulted. Like love is all through this room tonight. And I want to bring it back to you, Ellington, in a minute. That is who we are. We are the clowns, the entertainers, the musicians, the singers, the dancers, the writers, descendants of the Yiddish stage, the actual real deal that was in the Lower East Side of New York and in Yiddish cinema. It's who we are. So never wonder why you're screaming, singing, acting out in overly disproportionate emotions. That's who we are, and who our offspring will always be. Your children will be screamers and drama queens like you are. Like you are, Rocky. Enthusiastic and emphatic, which I told you the word the other day, what it meant. It means with emphasis. So I want to now move to my children, now that I've said who we are and who our family is, so that it's on the record now, it's in the streaming world. I want to talk about Ella and Ellington. How proud of you I am that you found time to do this and understood the seriousness of bar and bat mitzvah. And you're both very, very individual, and how proud of you I am that you're on your own path. And Ellington refers to himself as a man of few words. He coined that phrase himself the other day. but he can express himself very deeply in writing. And he's finding out more about that side of himself. But yesterday we exchanged, when I gave you the graduation card, and I said for you, and you said it in your speech about your heart, I told you to follow your big heart. Find your big heart and use that big heart to guide your way, whether it's in your relationship with your siblings or your other students or even your pursuit of your dreams. Use your heart as your guide. And Ella, you're the opposite. You have many words and many things on your mind and a great ability to express them. And you're in a time in life when being a woman is a great, there's never been more freedom and more recognition of women's individual power to do whatever your heart desires. And you also have been really, really, really on your path to achieving greater empathy for your siblings and your friends and understanding others and giving them space and having more compassion. So I love you both very much, and now I want to move on to Stephanie, who never had a bar or bat mitzvah. So by osmosis, this is in a way your b'nai mitzvah too. And pulling this off in our particular family at this particular time when we've been struck by almost like the 10 plagues at Passover. We've had floods and lightning. So we've got 8 more to go. Stephanie has pixie dust. She's an angel. I loved her from the second I saw her when she was 19 years old. And life, the greatest thing ever of all the trials and tribulations, but I win because God brought me you. And as the mother of my incredible children, our greatest accomplishment together, and letting me feel the feeling of being the father of a bar mitzvah. So you're a mad scientist and an angel and a beautiful, incredible, love-giving life force to me and our children and everyone you touch. I love you, and I am so grateful. And I also want to congratulate you on making this happen for our family.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rabbi.
You're not going anywhere, stay here.
Okay.
Stay here.
Okay.
You stand there. And Stephanie stand on the other side of the ark there. Rabbi's got to say something. You're looking at the outline to see how much more we got? I'll be quick. You come stand right next to your father. You come stand next to your mother. What we like to know is, show your beautiful faces, though, to the camera, is that we recognize, as Julie pointed out, that the Jewish world got stronger today just by you going through this procedure. And we do have an adult B'nai Mitzvah program, but I'll talk to you about that later. I'm going to take Grandpa's talis, if we can. This is not a chuppah, because they're brother and sister, and you all are visiting the South. So just so you know, it's just a canopy. In your Torah portion is this blessing. And I want you to know that everyone here at Micah is cheering you on. And everyone at Camp Barney, and I told you, my son could end up as counselor, so we'll make sure you have cell phone, Mom. Everyone in this is rooting for you on this journey. We want you to succeed and flourish in everything that you do. We want you to live a life of Torah, and we don't just mean this Torah. We mean that you explore all the many talents that you have. We want you to live a life of chuppah, that one day each of you will find a soulmate like your parents found each other. And we want you to live a life of ma'asim tovim, of doing good deeds. Not only making the world a better place, but making you guys better people. And so we wrap those 3 blessings into the oldest benediction, which you actually chanted for us from the Torah, but when we sing it, it sounds like this. Ellington and Ella, may God bless you and keep you safe always. May God's face be lifted to you, and when that happens, may you smile.
פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May God's countenance shine upon you and through you, and may you and all of these people that love you and our whole broken world be granted that greatest gift. May you always have a sense of wholeness, a sense of shalom. Together we say, Amen. Okay, we have to put our Torah away. You can rest your arms again. And we're going to invite Asher, and who else? And Clay, and Honey, and Maxim, and Brooklyn. Yeah, Violet. You guys are all coming up here. You're going to open the doors of our ark. I'm going to invite you to rise one final time.
Dash. Come on, Dash.
The Isaacs, they want to come?
Clay and Henry, what about
Clay and
London and
Henry?
Rocky?
עץ קיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש חדש ימינו חדש ימינו כקדם.
And our concluding prayers begin with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשינו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
It's always here at the end of our service that we think about people who still touch our lives through their spirits. Our community this week continues to mourn this year's passings of Rich Michelle and Henry E. Foyer, of Dr. Bob Sirkin and Aidan Becker, Robert Golden, Des Zamek, and Elaine Farinacci, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Charlene Creeley, John Griffin, and Faye Sirkin, Joyce Murray, Richard I. Bourne, and Fran Schmerling, Peggy J. West, Christopher Miller, Molly Stein, Alfred Cohen, Joseph W. Blumenthal, Leonard Bass, Joanne Cohen, Jack Chirac, and Morris Solnick. We also recall on the anniversaries of their deaths B. Copenhagen, Bonnie Drucker, Helen Farber, Morris Fleissman, Henry E. Foyer, Alan Frankel Foldauer, Francis Goldsmith, Luis Gershon Greenspan, Richard M. Hockman, Evelyn Eppinger Jacobs, Sadie Jenna, Henry E. Joes Sr., Jerome Kramer, Dr. Selwyn Liederman, Rebecca Lefkowitz, Tom Murphy, Lucy Solomon, and Janet Reinstein Shapiro. Your family has asked us also to mention the names Benjamin Fair, Scheindel Rydell, Clara and Samuel Fair, Murray and Sam Pollock, Celia and Zalman Gilbersweig, Leon Zuckerberg, Henry and Rena Drexler. We think of all the people who have lost their lives to COVID. We add to those names as well all who we lost in the Holy Land. And we join together, if you like, in the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra kirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomachon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, Tamiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We ask that the source of peace send peace to all people who are mourning, comfort to all people who may be bereaved, and we say one final time, amen. Here's what happens last. To the words of Vishamru, I invite you all to come on forward. We will do a kiddush, and maybe everyone on TV can see your beautiful faces. So come up and join us up here.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asor et HaShabbat la'torotam barit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asor et HaShabbat la'torotam barit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael odhi le'olam, odhi le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asor et HaShabbat la'torotam barit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashemayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asor et HaShabbat la'torotam barit olam. Ubayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asor et HaShabbat la'torotam barit olam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pari hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim. Take a sip. Mazel tov and Shabbat shalom.
You can nose on if you want.
A 1,